Intro. What they're not telling you. Most of the parenting advice out there, a lot of it is incomplete, and some of it is just plain wrong. I spent 3 years trusting every article, every expert post, every checklist, and it nearly exhausted me. Then I discovered what truly makes a difference. And honestly, it's far simpler and far stranger than anyone admits. So let's talk about the things people leave out. Welcome to Parenthood Unlocked. I'm Hein. This isn't another top 10 list designed to overload your schedule or make you feel like you're already falling behind. Instead, I'm sharing 10 truths about the first 3 years that completely changed my perspective. Some go against mainstream advice. Some might make you pause and say, wait, really? And one of them, number 4, led me to toss out $300 worth of educational toys. So get ready. This conversation is going to feel different. 1. Bad behavior is actually brain development. Let's begin with something that might immediately lift a weight off your shoulders. That stage where your toddler says no to everything. That's not rebellion, it's executive function forming. When your 2-year-old refuses to wear their shoes, they're practicing decision. When they insist on doing something independently and fail repeatedly, that's persistence being built. When they fall apart over not getting cookies for breakfast, they're beginning to understand limits and delayed gratification. The shift that changed everything for me was this. I stopped treating these moments as problems that needed fixing and started seeing them as abilities under construction. Your toddler isn't malfunctioning. They're actively wiring the brain systems responsible for self-control, and that process is messy. Instead of asking, why are you being so difficult? Try thinking, you're learning how to have your own opinions. That's big work. It sounds subtle, but it transforms how you respond in the moment. 2. Boredom is a developmental milestone. This one might be unpopular. Your child needs to experience boredom, and you don't need to rescue them from it. We've become so focused on enrichment, structured activities, learning tools, and constant stimulation that we're unintentionally blocking one of the most valuable skills: the ability to create ideas independently and solve problems alone. Studies show that children with fewer toys often engage in more imaginative play. When boredom sets in, the brain shifts into creative mode. They invent games, explore possibilities, and learn self-entertainment. Yes, it's uncomfortable hearing, "I'm bored," because it can feel like you're failing. But I began responding with, "I know boredom feels hard. I trust you'll find something to do." And after about 10 minutes of complaints, they always did, and usually in ways I never would have imagined. 3. Stop pretending you're always happy. Here's something rarely shared with new parents. Acting like you're constantly fine can actually confuse your child. If you're stressed or upset, your body language already reveals it. But when you force a smile and say, "I'm fine," you unintentionally teach that emotions should be hidden. What truly builds emotional intelligence is watching you acknowledge and manage your feelings in real time. Saying, "I'm frustrated because we're running late. I'm going to take a few deep breaths," shows regulation. Saying, "I feel sad today because I miss grandma. It's okay to feel sad," teaches acceptance. You're not burdening them, you're modeling that emotions are natural, temporary, and manageable. That lesson protects them far more than pretending everything is perfect. 4. The $300 lesson about toys. When my child turned 1, I purchased every must-have developmental toy I saw recommended: beautiful wooden puzzles, glowing learning gadgets, Montessori materials, the works. $300 later, do you know what became the favorites? A cardboard box, Tupperware, a wooden spoon, and a pot. And those simple items taught the most. Why? Because open-ended objects inspire creativity. A box can transform into a car, a house, a drum, or a hat. But a toy that performs one function loses its appeal quickly. Research consistently shows that simple, adaptable materials lead to longer engagement, deeper imagination, and stronger focus. Save your money. Choose items they can reinvent endlessly. And if a cardboard box gets destroyed, at least you're not losing $50. 5. The touch. Principal physical connection regulates your child's nervous system. This isn't just sentimental, it's neuroscience. When your toddler is overwhelmed and you hold them, even if they resist at first, your calm body helps stabilize theirs. This process is called co-regulation, and it's one of your greatest tools. Their brains aren't mature enough to self-soothe yet, but your steady breathing, your heartbeat, your gentle touch send powerful signals of safety. And this applies beyond meltdowns. Before transitions, place a hand on their shoulder. At bedtime, offer slow back rubs. During new challenges, keep a reassuring touch nearby. Once I began doing this intentionally, tantrums shortened and softened, not because I solved the issue, but because their body felt safe enough to process it. This isn't about indulgence. It's biology. Connection calms the brain. Point 6. What you say after failure matters. Most. Quick question. Your toddler stacks blocks, and they tumble down. What's your response? Most of us instinctively say, "Good job," or rush to fix it. But what truly shapes resilience is how you react when they struggle. Instead of focusing on praise or correction, try acknowledging effort and process. You worked hard on that. Want to try again? Reinforces persistence. That was frustrating, huh? Validates emotion. The way you respond to setbacks teaches them whether failure is scary or simply part of learning. And that belief will follow them long after the blocks stop falling. 7. Memory works differently than you think. Here's something that completely changed how I view early childhood. Before age 3, your child likely won't retain clear memories of events, but they are deeply storing emotional experiences. This is known as implicit memory. They won't recall the expensive birthday party or that big family vacation, but they will absorb how it felt to be with you, the sense of safety, closeness, happiness, or tension. That realization takes the pressure off creating picture-perfect milestones. What truly shapes them is the emotional atmosphere of ordinary days. Did they feel secure on a random Tuesday afternoon? Did they feel comforted when they were overwhelmed? Did they feel acknowledged when they proudly showed you something small? Those subtle emotional impressions lay the groundwork for attachment patterns, confidence, and trust. It's not the curated social media highlights that matter, it's the quiet, everyday exchanges. So if you've been feeling like you're not planning enough special activities, breathe. Your steady presence is what they carry with them. 8. Routine beats quality time. This might sound surprising, but dependable routine often matters more than occasional bursts of quality time. A toddler's brain thrives on predictability because it signals safety. When they can anticipate the rhythm of their day, wake up, eat, play, rest, dinner, bath, bed, their nervous system settles. But when life feels random and inconsistent, their brain stays slightly on edge, always scanning for what's next. You don't need a rigid schedule. What you need are reliable patterns. A familiar bedtime sequence, even if the clock shifts. A consistent goodbye ritual, even if your departure time changes. I used to believe spontaneity made childhood magical, and yes, it has its place. But I noticed that on structured days, my child was calmer, more cooperative, and generally happier. Predictable anchors gave them security. Create a few steady touchpoints each day, and let the rest remain flexible. Those anchors are what ground them. 9. Parallel play is healthy development. You've watched your toddler sit beside another child without directly interacting and wondered whether something's wrong. Here's reassurance. That's exactly what's supposed to happen. Between about 18 months and 3 years old, children are in the parallel play phase. They observe, absorb social cues, and experiment with being near others all while appearing to play separately. This stage is not a social deficiency. It's a normal developmental step. They aren't ready for fully cooperative play yet, and pushing them into it can create unnecessary stress. The best approach is simple. Allow them to be around peers without pressure to share or engage in structured interaction. That closeness alone teaches them the foundations of social understanding. And if your child continues to prefer parallel play beyond 3, that can still be perfectly fine. Some kids are natural observers, some are initiators, and many fall somewhere in between. There's no single blueprint for being social. 10. This window is shorter than you think. The final lesson is the one that reshaped my parenting the most. We often tell ourselves we'll be more patient, more present, more intentional once life settles down, after the busy season ends, after work slows, after stress decreases. But the truth is, these early years are unfolding right now. Your child's brain is wiring itself based on today's experiences, not someday's plans. I'm not sharing this to create pressure. I'm saying it because I spent too long waiting for the right time to fully step into the parent I wanted to be. Then it hit me. This is the time. Your child doesn't need perfection. They need presence. They need you to show up, to try, even when you're exhausted, overwhelmed, or doubting yourself. The fact that you're here, learning and reflecting, already shows how much you care, and that counts for most of it. The rest, we all figure out along the way. Offer yourself grace. Apologize when you miss the mark. Repair when things go sideways. Keep showing up. That consistency is what they'll carry forward. OUTRO. You're doing better than you think. Those are the 10 insights that completely shifted how I see the first 3 years of parenting. I hope at least one resonated with you. If something surprised you or challenged your thinking, share it in the comments. Which idea are you going to try first? And if there's something meaningful you've learned that I didn't mention, add it. We're all navigating this together. If you're new to Parenthood Unlocked, this space is about honest conversations on parenting without guilt, perfectionism, or unrealistic expectations. If that feels like your kind of community, subscribe and stick around. I'll see you in the next video. And remember, you're doing better than you think.